So we're trying to make a budget and try to figure out what's going to happen to fuel prices. You can't do it. So we put a lot of money in the budget for fuel prices. Fuel went down. So we get for the next budget year, and I'm listening to NPR and reading the business pages, and they're saying we're going to be in a huge recession. So we jacked down our expenditures. Well, we did pretty well last year, guys. We did. So we've got a surplus that we're going to hold. We're not going to raise taxes, and we're going to be able to fund things we need. And we've got a lot of things on the horizon that need to be funded. But I want to give you a look at how we actually try to figure how much money you need. You just don't ever know. I don't know what's going to close in Boyle County. It'll cut down my payroll taxes. And let me tell you, people do not want to. They don't want to cut services. So in a sense, I'm kind of in the business of leveling out the highs and lows of income and expenditures. Now, we're taking out a lot of capital expenditures out of this year's budget because I don't know what our employment situation holds. But Jody, good job. We brought in some new jobs, and good job staying out. You stay out there on the trail, Jody. We'll take care of things at home. All right? You stay on the trail, buddy. What are the needs? Am I over? Paul, am I over? Have I gone too long?
No, you still got about 30.
Did you win your $20 yet? All right, I've got some more time. We've got some serious needs in the county. We've got serious space issues. And I talked with some architects and some engineers this morning. Where we have our circuit judge, our family court judge, it's an embarrassment. I'll tell you, we've got to do better. We've got to do better about that. Where we have our sheriff is an embarrassment. I mean, they just fall all over people, and I think it's dangerous. I think it has a certain amount of danger to it because in October, November, December, you're collecting $12 million. That's a lot of money within 10 feet before you're booking a felony suspect. Now, you just don't put those two things together, guys. So anyway, we've got some serious space issues. Technology needs. We are kind of peeking around the corner at the 21st century in Boyle County. In Boyle County government, we see it, but we're a little bit afraid to step into it. So we've got to take make some efforts to get technologically up to speed. Rolling stock is always a problem. You wear out dump trucks and police cruisers and fire trucks and all of those things, and they are a huge cost. I mean, there's just a huge cost. If I buy an ambulance, it's $150,000. A sheriff's cruiser is $30,000, and then we have to equip it. By the way, you don't want to get put in the back of our current sheriff's cruisers. They're designed for people 5'2" that weigh 37 pounds. I mean, truly, there's not two of our deputies that can get in there. So they are tiny. They are tiny. So we have to do something about that because I can just see the federal lawsuit coming that we didn't provide adequate leg room for somebody. We'll provide you leg room anyway. Rolling stock is always a big money for us. Water and sewer. We collaborate with the city extensively. When I first came on board, one of the first things I did, I went out to Upper Salt River Road, and our guys, it was a day just about like this. They were sweating and they were mopping their brow. All of our equipment was there, and we were burning up our fuel. And what are we doing? Well, we're putting in a water line. So my numbers start churning, and I said to Dwayne Campbell, our engineer, what do we do with this? Well, it goes to the city, and I'm thinking, there's a source of income. What do we pay? What do they pay us for? He looked at. They don't pay us anything for this water line. We put it in, but it's a good thing it's good for everybody because we put it in. We can get the money. We can put the water line in. They run it. The city runs it. It works. Everybody's happy. My folks on Upper Salt River, they got water. Let me tell you, if you don't have water, it's important to you. The people on Airport Road, they have water. I think I'm correct. I think I'm down to about 5 households that do not have potable water. And to get them to those, we're looking at about $30,000 per household, and that's pretty steep. And I may just buy a water truck. I'm not sure I'm going to do that. Let me skip some stuff. Let's talk about the big projects that are on the horizon of Boyle County. First off, Philbin Village. We're going to put in a sewer system over there that was needed 40 years ago. When I came to the health department in 1975, first run I made was to Philbin Village to cite somebody because they had a sewer. That's 40 years ago, Amy. That's a long, long time. I was 12. But anyway, we're going to put in about nearly $3.2 million. The bids came in cheaper, so we're going to be able to do some additional things. Good job, Paul. Parks for Water, I had the first meeting this week. Parks for Water has got to put in, we've got to put in some trunk lines. They serve about 1,600 customers. but the trunk lines aren't adequate, so we're working on a project there, but you can't get yourself in line for a CDBG grant or an ARC grant until you close out the other one that's in your county, and that's Philbin Village, and that's why we're going to build a fire under the contractor, because we want to start next year. So we'll work on that. Internet towers, my goodness, I'm telling you, the Beatles, when they wrote Long and Winding Road, they were talking about me trying to get up internet towers. I will tell you, they have been a job, and we took a little trip down the lane of trying to get them with cell towers, and I appreciate your side with me today. We'll continue to work on getting some cell towers out there. I appreciate your interest. So we'll be working on internet towers. We're still working very hard on flood dam. We are still, if you can believe it, still cleaning up after the ice storm in February of 2009. And it's just an ongoing project. The 3334 connector. We've got money for right-of-way acquisition and for utility relocation. We're working on that. I have had an initial design meeting with some folks on the Parable Bridge. Let me tell you, if you go out to Parable and you stand on that bridge and you see those big tractor-trailer trucks, and they're not going 35 miles an hour, just let me tell you guys, and they are going across that bridge, and am I telling it right here, Lisa? They're meeting on that bridge, and I don't really worry about them so much, but I will tell you, that mother that's pushing that baby stroller across that bridge, and she's inches from that truck, or that dad that's walking the toddler across, it scares me to death. We have got to build a bridge across the Chaplain River. It's not complicated. We've got to build it, and we've got to build it so that if my grandchildren and I go out there, they're not in peril of their life if I walk across that bridge. That's going to be a big project, and it may take some doing, but we get a lot of cooperation out of Parable, so I'm sure we'll be fine. The new courthouse. Well, I had a meeting this morning about the new courthouse. The administrative office of the court has one vision for what the courthouse ought to be, and I have another vision, and they're not the same, I can tell you. But we're going to work with them, and if they'll supply the money, we'll supply the know-how, we'll build a courthouse that I think will be good for everybody. I've got some other things, but I know I'm out of time, and I don't mean to. I certainly don't mean to infringe on anybody's time. Who do I turn this over to? Q&A. It's now Q&A time. I see a hand in the back.
You brought up the ice storm. Where are we on the outreach and the ability to get the message to the deaf community? And if there isn't another disaster, where are we on that?
Paul, you're working on that, aren't you?
Yes, the biggest thing that we have available is the text messaging that's available to anybody in our community, and I encourage everybody in Boyle County to sign up on our website. And if they have trouble, come down, see us, do something. We want people signed up on this. Anything that is that would be a Boyle County emergency, even if it's a Boyle water advisory, this type of thing, we will send out in text message form. And we looked at this as it's one of the best methods if people will take the time to sign up for it. With the proliferation of telephones. And, we can do email, but we're not convinced that email is the best way to get out an emergency notification. Did that answer your question, Julie?
Where's the new courthouse?
I love being up here and you have to ask the question.
We used to be in different places.
Yeah.
Where's the new courthouse?
What, did you read the material? That's what you used to say to me. Did you read the material? Well, I've just got about 2 more professors I'm going to say that to. I'm sorry. Let me be serious here. What did you ask?
It's a new courthouse. Where?
Well, that's part of the question. I think the courthouse should be attached. Any new courthouse should be attached to the old courthouse. We tore down the old jail so that we've got that footprint there. The city has a capacity to give fire service to 6 stories. We can go 6 stories high if we need to. And we can design one that would...
You would keep it in sync with